Have you felt trapped and lonely? This is what David felt when he wrote the Psalm, Psalm 142, from within the caves of isolation. Psalm 142, verse 4 reads, "Look to the right and see, for there is no one who regards me. For there is no escape for me. No one cares for my soul." When David was anointed by Samuel to be the next king, I'm sure David would not have envisioned himself living in a cave as a king. Kings live in palaces with servants waiting on them, eating royal delicacies and enjoying all the luxuries that life can give. But here, David the king is in a dark, damp, and dangerous cave with bats and other creepy crawlers, feeling totally imprisoned. But in this trapped circumstance, David learns to pray. David had a personal relationship with God. As a young shepherd, he knew God as his personal shepherd. Psalm 23, verse 1. He had trusted God to help him defend the flock against lions and bears. 1 Samuel 17:34 and 35. He had trusted God to defeat the Philistine giant Goliath. As a result, he became the nation's hero. But this unsought early fame aroused the insane jealousy of King Saul, so he had to flee for his life, and here he was, hiding in the cave, trapped and alone. He felt alone physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Whatever be your circumstances, if you made the commitment to follow Christ as Lord, you would have probably felt like David, no escape, lonely, and as no one cares for you. What should you do when you're there? Remember, David's cave was his most effective classroom where he learned valuable lessons of prayer and faith. If you look at the title of Psalm 142, it reads maskil. The verb means to make wise or prudent or to have success or skill. This psalm teaches us some important lessons of how to be wise or skillful in prayer. 1. Prayer should be heartfelt, honest, always in submission to God and His sovereign will. Like a drowning man, David cries out, Psalm 142, verse 1 and 2, I cry out aloud with my voice to the Lord. I make supplication with my voice to the Lord. I pour out my complaint before Him. I declare my trouble before Him. Verse 5, I cried out to Thee, O Lord. So David's fervency is seen in his cries. He was honest too. 2. Prayer is an acknowledgement of our own insufficiency and God's all sufficiency. David admits that his spirit was overwhelmed. Verse 3. There is no escape. Verse 4. He was brought very low. Verse 6. His enemies are too strong for him. Verse 6. He felt he was in prison. Verse 7. Although David was hiding in a cave, he didn't see the cave as his refuge, but rather God. Psalm 142, verse 8 I cried out to thee, O Lord, I said, Thou art my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. David writes, Bring my soul out of prison so that I may give thanks to thy name. He wanted God to answer his prayer so that he could glorify God. If your troubles, dear ones, do not lead you to go deeper in a life of faith and prayer, you're messing up the lessons of the cave. Let your loneliness, your gloom, despair make you cry out. Let the cave hear your best prayers. Be blessed.